welcome to Mining Through Time. We made it back this time. Game didn't crash. I'm not depressed anymore. I've got some iron, got some more cooking in here. I say we now make the whole setup. Let's throw it all on. We are kitted out. No more diamonds, sadly, but that's okay. I have learned now, quit the game and then reload it because it'll constantly save it over and over again. So far, since doing that, I haven't had as many problems with closing it, saving it, reopening the game. It still crashes, you know, the world still glitches out, and I just try to close out of it as fast as I can. But doing incremental saves now has led to much better success than I was just going hard and then the game crashed and then I lost, 2 hours plus worth of work. But no, now we're getting ready. We're ready to conquer. So I've been chilling for a while, and this is the very first time I have seen now he's dead. But that is the first creeper that we have seen thus far, and I had no idea that they were in the game. I'm pretty low down here in the mines, and that would have definitely freaked me out. There's no sounds on this game. It says that there's music, but I haven't actually been able to figure out how to play it. So I would have not seen nor heard that boy coming. Oh man, that would have sucked. So it's about time that we move out of the temporary don't look house / hole in the wall. We've had great times here. Our 2 chests, our crafting bench, our furnace, our mine shaft, and our wonderful infinite water source. But it is time to leave our wonderful lagoon behind, our sheep pen that did not work because sheeps despawn, and it's time to move on. And I said that I was going to build a house, but, I'm just not really feeling like a house. Don't really have a reason why, but I'm feeling like living on a ship. And so we've gotten started. Now, I may have bit off a little more than I could chew here because I wanted the ship to be black. And the only color block that is black in this version is obsidian. And if any of you all remember how long it takes for me to mine obsidian, you'll know that this took a stupid amount of time. But I wanted the bottom of the ship to look like it had been wet, and the top of the ship to be, more of the woods, and we'll maybe have some sand and some stone in there. But I think the obsidian does look good, and it makes it for a nice base. And I really wanted to do it all the way up, but no, we're done. We are done with the obsidian. It does look nice. I'm happy that I did it. And now it's time to move on to phase 2. I'm thinking we build this up. We have a nice dock right here. We move everything from the temporary don't look hole into our new boat. And from there, we see if there's anything left that Infdev has to offer for us. And if not, it's almost time to move on. Let's get going. Over there in the distance, you see that? Oh yeah, that right there. That is the new home. Let's go check it out. And here we are up close. As you can see, it's not totally done. The sails, I had planned for sails to go for each of these little gaps, I should say, in the masts. But unfortunately, mob spawning in this version is so random. Generally, once a day, a pack of mobs will spawn, and it'll either be pigs or sheep or nothing, honestly. And so my entire time of playing on this server, that is all of the wool that I have been able to gather. You can't breed the sheep. They despawn, so you can't keep the sheep. That's why we saw the failed sheep pen over there. So that means we're going to have to keep the sails unfinished for today. But that's okay, because the rest of the ship came out quite nicely. My original inspiration was actually the ship Endeavor from Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, this definitely does not look like that. But with the limited blocks that we were given, I think I did my best. I wanted to have the black obsidian go through the entire ship. That was not going to happen anytime soon if I was ever going to try to get another video out. So we switched it up with the blocks that are more readily available. We've got the wood in there. Also very interesting. I don't know how that exists, but cool. And we're leaving it. We've got the sand and then the stone slabs. The idea was originally going to be cannons sticking out, but since there are no cannons in the game and there's not really anything that can replicate cannon fire or cannons, we kind of just made them look like windows, in which case it sort of looks like a cruising boat, and I'm totally okay with that. I am absolutely okay with that. It'll be where, pedestrian citizens can get on and take a nice sail through the ocean. We'll go ahead and go inside. This floor, pretty much totally empty. It's leaving it open for future expansions. As more things get added into the game, we can have them in here. We've got 2 rooms back here. 1 room for smelting. 1 room for absolutely nothing. We take this center mast to go up and down. We go down to the floor. You see the nice obsidian floor. And then this right here is going to be the farm room. We've got a chest here. Been slowly kind of gathering things as I've been building. But as you can see, I mean, one seed there. Oh, we got 2 there. It is not a quick process by any means. But slowly but surely we'll fill this out and we can make bread with the wheat. Sadly, the bread does not stack. But now we're at full health. Check that out. Not really needing animation either, but that is perfectly okay. We're just inhaling it. It's how I do in real life. What I have found is if you're just walking on the tilled dirt, every now and then, and a perfect example, every now and then it'll switch to a regular block. Not that bad when it's like this, although you do lose the seed. Very frustrating when it's this high. So let's say this one back here is fully grown, ready to go. I have to take the risk of stepping on here and hoping that that one doesn't die. Out at the front, I am slowly but surely adding to the front piece of this. We'll jump off so you can take a good look at it. Those are actually gold blocks, funny enough. I don't understand what they were going for with this. It kind of looks like a butterscotch candy in my eyes. And then from this angle, it almost looks like we're on a giant snail. That's okay. We can call it the snail ship. On the backside, we have lots of windows for each of the floors. And we have a beautiful painting of Da Vinci, maybe? But I thought it was a nice centerpiece for the back of the ship. Headed up to the top floor. I have found out that chests cannot actually go right next to each other in this version, which is very interesting. Oh, that's a sheep spawn. We'll get that later. Chests cannot go right next to each other. They were going to be kind of used as my pseudo guardrails around the idea that, ropes could connect to the buckles right here. We're doing the best with what we've got. So we've got 3 masts on the ship, middle, back, and front. A nice little staircase headed up to the front with a beautiful view of the top of the ship. The back staircase you have to jump up for. Can't wait for stairs to actually be added. But look at our beautiful captain's steering wheel right here. I didn't really have much use of signs in this game. We did have the temporary don't look cubbyhole over there that we were originally in. We had a sign for. But a captain's wheel, I mean, maybe. Yeah, it works great. So, very interesting. The wool that you actually gather would be considered like a gray wool in, the future of Minecraft. Instead of a white. And I'm hoping that as the versions update, this will turn white eventually. Because it's definitely going to look much better with a white sail. Now, as you see, as we slowly go up this ladder, we are now above the clouds in the crow's nest of the ship, and you can just see everything from up here. Oh, and now it's starting to slowly get dark. One of my favorite things as I was building up this high is as the day goes from day to night, is just look how the darkness just slowly sweeps across the land, one shade after another shade until, well, there you go, till it gets real dark out here. We do have a flag up top. Those are all iron blocks and some obsidian. And there goes the ship, and there goes everything. We're quitting the game now. And we're back. The game crashes, I would say, every maybe 10-ish minutes. And all you have to do is just quit the game, close the client, restart it. Not a big deal. Now that, I learned the hard way that if you don't incremental save, then you lose everything. But now that I know that, there has been little to no issues. Another quick tidbit is that when you jump from a high spot, like the crow's nest I was just at, a block of water with a block underneath it actually is not enough to stop your fall. It has to be a 2-block drop in order for you to not take any fall damage. Learn that one the hard way. So water bucket clutching, does not exist here. At small distances, it does, but high up, absolutely not. Your legs are toast. So I guess I hadn't gone in this room just yet. This would be the captain's quarters, my quarters. We have our porches right here on all sides, and the great news about having guardrails as chests is it's just free storage everywhere you go. I was able to gather 7 more diamonds. It is insanely hard to find diamonds in this version, but truthfully, we don't really need them right now. I mean, I could make some diamond armor out of them, but armor just dissipates so quickly in this version that it's just really not worth it. I would rather not waste the diamonds. I did go through a diamond pickaxe mining all of that obsidian, but that's the only true use that diamond has in this version. Now that'll change as things go on, so I'll make sure that I save those for later. Now I'm not totally satisfied that I have to end this version without getting the sales completed, but I know that it'll be something that I work on in the next version. And hopefully by that point, the sails will actually be white and not gray, so it doesn't look like they're soaked with water. When these sails are done, they are going to be so grand. I cannot wait for you all to see how they look. Now, I've done my best to experience everything that Infdev has to offer. There's a couple things left that I still need to show you all. One being, and let's see if I can get this recipe correct. That is not correct. Cool. Good try. Good try. I'm glad that I practiced for this exact moment so I wouldn't make myself look dumb. Look at that. TNT. I am very afraid to put it down because, you know, we're just going to do it anyway. If it blows up, it blows up. We can all witness it together. I have not used any TNT in this game. Creepers are insanely rare, and gathering the gunpowder, not easy at all. Can I just... Oh. Well. I wasn't quite sure what to do there. That was not the right answer, though. God. You know, I should have expected that. I should have expected it to be just tapping it was... I should have known. Let's go see what the damage is. Well, that was not successful. Okay, that did a lot of damage. It's not the end of the world. I'll rebuild it, but man, okay. We will we will not be using any more TNT in Infdev. That is the end of that. Let's put all this back together and let's make the last couple things before we can move on from this version. I think it's time. I think we're ready. We're finally recovered. Good as new. Nothing ever happened. Nobody saw a thing. I actually added in these 2 flowers. This is a nice remembrance of how I exploded the entire captain's quarters. Luckily, I wasn't inside. Anyway, moving on. The very last thing that I haven't really played with at all in this version would be my... What is that? What? I know I'm supposed to be talking during moments like this, but sometimes this game, sometimes the early versions of this game just leave me speechless. I looked up what I looked up what one of the last things was for me to really experiment with, and it was a minecart. And I have no clue. Can I make rails? Hold on. I need to see. Is this how you make them? How do you make rails? What's the recipe for rails? Here we go. Way better. 16 rails. All right. So we can put those down. And all right, it does turn into a minecart though. Excuse me? The minecart is a chest. What happens if I fill... Hold on, I gotta see this. What happens if I fill this? Check that out. If you fill the minecart, it actually fills with some sort of material. Looks like maybe modern day copper. But that is extremely unexpected. Very unique. That's quite the happy surprise. With that being said, the sun is officially going down, and I'm going to have one last farewell to the world of Infdev, to our ship, that now I can actually play on this world in future versions, so I will complete this ship. It is going to look beautiful. It already does look beautiful. Don't listen to me, ship. You look great. I will need a name for the ship. Open to any ideas. Please comment your names for this ship below. Let's go over here and say goodbye to our temporary Don't Look home. You did us very well. Our beautiful mine shaft, our beautiful forever water. Minecraft Infdev has been an absolute adventure for me. There are so many things going back in time that don't exist the same way that they do in the modern game. Even though it has its challenges, crashing and losing all of my stuff, there are just small little glitches, I guess, in the game that just make it feel fantastic. I wouldn't ask for it any other way. Our butterscotch gold. Oh, I didn't even show you all this. I was able to finally get 3 pieces of string from spiders. Took me until the very last day today. And I have 5 arrows. And instead of rearing back to shoot an arrow, they fire off like machine guns. Sorry, pig. You had to be our experimental victim. But check that out. And oh, if you shoot the pig, all right. Well, now I have 2 arrows. A beautiful 2-shot machine gun we have left. What an interesting thing. And the bow takes absolutely no durability damage, so it'll last forever. As we watch the sun rise over our final day on Infdev, it's time to go ahead and move on to our next adventure. Chetty out.